Hello, and thanks for joining us for another office hours with Tenlo. We have the same group as we did for our inaugural episode. Tom, Cheryl, and Abby are joining us once again, and we are going to discuss our interview with Amy Heidersbach from Persado. She is the CMO, and this tool is really endlessly interesting. But where I want to start is Cheryl. As a creative, does relying on technology make us less creative?
That's really easy to answer. No.
Yeah.
No, I believe technology really makes us more creative. And in that conversation that I had with Amy, we talked so much about AI and language processing. And those different technologies and tools really allow us to bring more data into the creative process. Um, and some people think that like data is counterintuitive to creativity, but it really isn't. Rather than relying on only like gut feelings or subjective opinions, we can now use that data to help, validate those big ideas that we have and really to help drive our decision making. And what's also, great about all of this technology is that it provides a level of certainty to campaigns, and really helps them be more successful. And let's be real, when campaigns are more successful, it makes creative teams look like rock stars. So technology like AI, machine learning, language processing, really these just enhance the creative process.
Yeah, I got to listen to the episode and I thought it was so fascinating, having spent time on the creative side. And I do have a question that it applies to both Tessa and Cheryl, so feel free to jump in, either of you. But in your opinions, from the technology side and from the creative side, where do you think AI content platforms are in terms of adoption today with marketers?
Um, I'll start with this one. I mean, I think we're still in early adoption. Just like any evolution of marketing, some marketers are more sophisticated, and they adopt faster than others. But as far as like AI and language processing, it's still in that early adoption phase, where we're starting to see some marketers using more simplified tools that maybe have very specific and limited capabilities, like subject line generators or blog title generators, which help with the efficiency of content creation. But then when we get into like true language processing tools, that is really more in its infancy as far as adoption, where we've only really begun to tap into all of the endless capabilities of that. And what's great is, those more sophisticated tools can be used throughout the customer journey by everyone in the organization, from the marketing team to the sales team to customer service. And I think, it's here, but not everyone is really using the technology to its full capacity yet.
Yeah, I agree with Cheryl. And one blocker to the adoption is people being comfortable with that, the copy, the variation of creative. Not everything is approved by everyone. Like, I think that marketers sort of need to get over themselves, and the legal departments need to, set parameters that can be followed by a smart machine, but not think that it's going to stay the way of like, we're all going to approve every single little execution, because that really, again, assumes that we know better, and we don't. Like, that's the whole point of using machine learning, is to pick out those patterns and those combinations that we couldn't have done on our own. So, Cheryl, you said something really interesting and a question came in while you were talking. So I'm going to go back to your answer about, who's adopting this, and are there specific industries that you think are benefiting from this the most, and specifically language processing platforms for content generation?
Well, what is interesting is that really any industry can benefit from it. I mentioned earlier that there are applications throughout the customer journey, from sales, and creating emails to prospects, and then for the marketing team, in lead generation and content creation, and then even retention for customer service, keeping up and building those loyal customers. And just like there's applications throughout the organization and throughout the customer journey, there are applications in every single industry. It can be used to create personalized messaging no matter what industry you're in. And
Yeah.
like I said, we're just really starting to tap into that, and the sky's the limit.
Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. And Cheryl, so we have a question that just came in, and I think whoever wrote this, they were probably here for the last office hour that we did. So shout out to you. But the question is, what's your favorite highlight from the episode?
Oh, that's a tough one. I feel like every episode we record is my new favorite episode, because our guests are just so outstanding and they bring such great insights and value. So there were just so many great takeaways from this episode. Um, but probably my favorite is I asked Amy, if the robots were taking over, and whether or not technology would put, our jobs at risk. And I loved her response. She said, AI, machine learning, language processing, all of this technology is really designed to tackle those repeatable and boring tasks that let's be honest, none of us enjoy, and really give us more time and energy to devote on the things that we enjoy doing, those really strategic and creative um, tasks that only humans have that capability to do. So, technology is not a replacement for humans. The robots aren't taking over. It really, it's a definite tool that is just going to make our lives better and our jobs more fun and get us better results.
Absolutely.
So I don't see any more questions coming in. So I feel like maybe we could wrap up
Yeah.
this.
Before we close, Tom, do you have any other questions or thoughts? I know.
On the episode, no, nothing in particular. I just thought it was, I really like the point she made about these new technologies offering us the chance to be more whole brained, and so not having to put yourself into the bucket of being a right brain creative or as she said, the left brain marketing analyst. So we should be thinking more going forward, as all of us are a data worker of some sort, and leaders should cultivate this kind of mindset going forward. I couldn't agree more. But listen to the episode; you get to hear it directly from Cheryl and Amy.
Yeah, I love that. So visit tenlo.com, click on podcast. You'll see the list of all of the podcast episodes. Specifically, this one is totally worth checking out, along with the other AI episode. Actually, we have a couple with Paul Reitzer. We have one with Will Salcido from Bedrock Analytics. And we hope that you find them inspiring and start working in your whole brain and test some of these tools out to really drive performance in 2022. So thank you so much, Cheryl, for hosting that episode. And thank you for everyone for attending this week's office hours. We'll have them every other week. So visit tenlo.com, register, submit an idea, and we hope to hear from you soon. Bye.